CEO of the German Business Aviation Association. This association is active in the field of the present and future decentralized air traffic in Germany and Europe. GBAA represents and advocates all actors of business aviation. For this, the networking of all relevant companies is very important. Please welcome Andreas Mundsinger. Title of his presentation is Towards a Climate-Friendly Future of Business Aviation.
Thank you very much and welcome to my presentation. Thank you very much for IASA for having the chance to be here on this podium. My name is Andreas Mundsinger and I'm the CEO of the German Business Aviation Association. And I tell you something about our association, who we are. We started in 1970 as a business aviation working group. Since 20 years, we are right now an association, a registered association. We do have 92 members from all parts of our industry, commercial operator, NCC operator. We do have OEMs as members and also maintenance providers, engine manufacturers, and service providers. We have a vision. We are involved in creating the current and future of decentralized aviation. It's a very important topic to keep an eye of our decentralized country, of our non-urban country. We also have a mission. We want to promote the development of lower emission aircraft, sustainable air fuels, and the optimization of all operational processes. Let me show you something about the actual situation of business aviation, and thanks God, we are right now in a really good shape. We have about 38% more than the year 21. Okay, this is not really difficult. We are 72% ahead the year 2020, but the year 2019 was, let's say, a normal year, and we are about 12% ahead this year, and that's also good for our industry. I will show you a picture about business aviation versus airlines. The corona pandemic is not really over, and the scheduled airlines does have their problems. They are not really back in the market as business aviation is. And we are very happy about that because the recovery of business aviation went much more faster than on the scheduled airliners. The blue line are the airlines, and the red one, the blue one, is the business aviation traffic. This comes out from the GBAA, European Business Aviation Association, monthly traffic tracker, and it shows the facts and all the figures coming out from Eurocontrol. It's also very important to have a look onto our fleet here in Germany about business aircraft. We are having 748 aircraft, and we are much more ahead than France or UK. As you can see, the figures of both other countries, we are absolutely ahead of these two. So 748 aircraft, registered business aircraft. So that's a really, really good and very important market here in Germany. And this figure shows the TBM as well as the King Air, Citations, Learjet, and also, for example, BBJ or an AZJ, Gulfstream, Bombardier. So 748, again, it's a very huge figure. Here is a picture of our business aviation figures going from the activity type. And these are the figures of the year 2021 in the German market. We got commercial air traffic, about 52%. We had corporate aviation traffic, non-commercial traffic was about nearly 34%. And that gives us a market share last year of about 13%. Normally, we got the business aviation market share is around in between 6 to 8%. For sure, airlines are flying more or less. We are flying a bit more. For sure, our market share is then a bit higher than normally. Let me show you something about the global roadmap of the climate-friendly way of our aviation industry. There are lots of commitments around the market. One big commitment across the sector agreed by IATA, IBEC, GAMA, for example. These are very huge and large associations in the market with lots of members. And they want to get the net zero carbon emission by 2050. And also the business aviation community agreed with that waypoint 2050. The International Business Aviation Council, that's our worldwide association, and this goal is very ambitious and also challenging. But the waypoint 2050, a vision of net zero carbon emission, is very, very important to go through. And there are at the moment 4 components to get on this waypoint 2050. The first one is the transition from fossil fuel into sustainable aviation fuel. And we already heard lots of things about these topics, but I will give you a more general overview of all these topics right now. So away from fossil fuel to sustainable aviation fuel, and there is an existing figure. We will need about 300 to 400 million tons of SAF in the year 2050. So that's absolutely unbelievable how we should come there. The second thing is we need to have a strong focus on technological advancements. So absolutely more development on the materials, engine efficiencies, hybrid electric propulsions or hydrogen propulsions on the aircrafts for the, let's say, short haul or maybe medium flights. The third thing is the continuation of improvements of operational efficiency and infrastructure. So, for example, we need to be more efficient within the air traffic management, the single European sky, efficient routings, green airports, remote tower concepts, all the things like that. And the fourth one are the elements of the market-based measures. Yeah, there is one topic, the offsetting or the policy tools of ETS, the European Emission Trade Scheme, or CORSIA, the carbon offsetting reduction of international airlines. These 4 components, sustainable aviation fuel, technology, operations, and the market-based measures are the base, potentially the base to come into the direction of climate friendly. It will require all parts of the industry. They have to work together. The policy support from the governments must be equipped with much more power than nowadays. And the energy industry must also play its part in that role. But there's also a local roadmap, and I will show you within the next 8 bullet points our idea of a local roadmap that could help and that could be a way to the waypoint 2050. So the actual situation is that Germany is very decentralized, organized. We have lots of urban areas and anchor cities, and about 21% of the hidden champions are not located in urban areas. They are located outside on decentralized or in rural areas. So it's very necessary for them to have direct access to decentralized airports. They are an addition to the major airports, and they release the major airports. This is a picture of one of our studies, which we published on 2018. Decentralized air traffic. You can go on our website to have a look, and you can download also this study from our website. The second thing is green airports. They need to generate their own energy with all kinds of renewable sources. So we have to do a lot of regarding heating. We have to renew the facilities. For example, with the renewable heating possibilities, geothermal, heat pumps, biogas, more efficiency in producing electricity is absolutely necessary. For example, with solar panels and electrification of all April vehicles are also a very good chance. If you will see this picture, around 40 to 60% of each regional air port are unused. These areas are unused, and it's absolutely possible to install solar panels on these areas. And why not to say regional airports are green airports? They could be airports, why not? This is an actual picture of Airport Neuhardenberg. I hope that you all know this picture. They installed 10 years ago 240 hectares solar panels, and they have the power to supply 48,000 homes around them with a power of 145 megawatt. Unbelievable, 10 years old. So that's nothing new. We do have lots of these examples here in Germany. The third thing is the production of non-fossil fuel on site. It sounds very abstract, but why not? It does have lots of advantages because the production line is on a container-sized production line. The volume for business aviation is moderate and also for regional aviation. So we do not need the volume as the scheduled airliners would need. The price increase, especially for corporate aviation, is moderate, so it's not as much as for a commercial airline, because non-commercial air traffic, they're paying for a little right now about 180, 250, and if you will have one day much more stuff available, they will pay about €3, €3.50. So the gap in between is, let's say, acceptable. It's a lot of money for sure, but it's much more acceptable. VTOL closes the carbon loop. We already heard something about this, and in general, the e-fuels does have very good quality. They have no sulfur in it, and the NOx emission is also much lower than on the normal Jet A1. PTL offers so a wide range of end products, also alcohols are available, and which are usable for many other things. We need to have an infrastructure. We need to prepare infrastructure for these new coming aircraft, and we need to evaluate also the volume and the demand of SAF for the future. We need to set up the infrastructure, and new aircraft are absolutely essential. We already heard the presentation of the Skylex. We all know lots of other interesting and exceptional developments are around us. This is, for example, aviation. There looks like very strange sometimes. This is ACA, this is hard aerospace. So if you go into the internet, these are the developments of Embraer, for example, or also for medium, maybe long-haul flights, hydrogen-powered. This is one of the easyJet. If we will go onto the greencharter.aero, there are many examples. You can spend at least 2 days before your computer to read all the coming and the future developments. The fifth point is we are looking out for an on-demand based operator models, air taxi maybe, or virtual airlines, autonomous flight, unmanned air vehicles. So there are many possibilities for a revival of the regional routings. And that's very important that we have to implement an urban mobility concept. And the base for that is, if you will read the sentence of Flight Path 2050, this was published by the EU Commission on 2011, also 11 years ago. And they wrote 11 years ago, by 2050, passengers should enjoy efficient and seamless travel services, and now very important, based on a resilient air transport system integrated with other transport modes. Sounds very interesting, especially the word resilient air transport system. And the goal, one of the goals, also have a look into the internet, Flight Path 2050, many pages. One of the goals are 90% of travelers within Europe are able to complete their journey door to door within 4 hours. I don't know how should that work. This version is also very optimistic and can be managed only with a European-wide, not only Germany-wide, with a European-wide decentralized airport system. What we are standing for is also, let's install new operating concepts and air metro system connecting urban areas with anchor cities. The Skylab E10 would be a very, very good possibility to do so, as you can see here. And we gave them a word, öffentlicher Personenschnellverkehr, maybe in English translated into public passenger mobility network. It sounds also very abstract, but why not? We have to think about it. Only with such a passenger mobility network, the door-to-door ticket will work in the future, and we have to work on that. The 8th point is, let's say, a very difficult one, because since we published our study 4 years ago, we are pointing out this topic. It's a very important and interesting topic because we said also 4 years ago that the regional airports are very important for the overall transport system. They are part of the state's provision and they need to be part of the resilience strategy of each state. And nowadays, and hopefully it will not become a really important topic, the regional airports that also have a strategic importance in the event of crisis or in the event of natural hazards. During the Corona pandemic, lots of aircraft, small size, medium size, went out to decentralized areas, bringing out masks, bringing out vaccine, and so on. An overall optimized transport system is absolutely necessary. Car, train, plane, the multimodal connectivity, especially for the rural areas, and we need to have an efficient transport policy for a sustainable optimization of the overall transport system. Our expectations to the policy makers, and I assume that also my presentation will be available on the IASA site after for a download, and you can read there all these 10 expectations, what we have and what we formulated to the politicians. And we are also distributing them nearly day by day, all these expectations. So absolutely necessary, an air transport concept, the acceptance of the relevance of decentralized air traffic with all the bullet words like resilience, like mobility, connectivity, the transformation of all airports into green airports must be expedited. We need to have a financial input to all sectors to fulfill the state's transport obligations. An infrastructure concept is necessary for the certification and utilization of unmanned air vehicles, an initiative to review the European state aid to airports. It's also more than 10 years old, this one, and not really state-of-the-art nowadays. Very important is the systemic emission control. Not only the type of transport has its own emissions, also to build the infrastructure. So think about the fact building tracks or streets with all the bridges or with all the tunnels that also have lots of CO2 emissions. A funding of regional reference routings to establish the public passenger mobility network, OPSV, and was too fast. And focused on this, we need to expedite the funding and production of SAF fuel. This could be implemented in one aviation concept 2035, 2040 for the new government, and would be a good possibility to include all these items. Conclusions. There's no single silver bullet, neither for the climate friendly nor for a neutral flight. We don't know today the exact path which we will follow. There are lots of options in between. So we don't know right there nowadays if it's more efficient to take care of the SAF or to take care more of the technology side. So that's open for the moment. But we have to be technology open. We have to bear in mind every possibility to go this way. Each section will play the individual role to enable this climate-friendly operation. Some more conclusions, because we are convinced that at latest on 2050, nearly all regional and domestic traffic will be covered by SAF and or battery, hybrid or hydrogen aircraft. And also I've created a scenario. If we will start with SAF from today on until 2050 with all types of flight, it has an absolutely good sustainable effect. We need to have financial power. Operations can be installed absolutely very, very soon. The thing is, yeah, European single sky, so it went now for many, many years with no really success in the market. The technology side, engines, battery, hydrogen, this is an outlook. And this thing, the market-based measurements is already in use, but the goal must be to remove these things, to remove compensation and to remove carbon offsetting, because hopefully 2035, 2040, we are nearly, or we are carbon neutral. Watch out for many challenges, because battery will not be lighter. The hydrogen storage as gas or liquid is not easy. The available volume, subsystems, we need to install subsystems, especially for hydrogen. We need to have new aircraft designs. And for the battery side, for example, it's nearly a mission impossible to perform medium or long-haul flights. We are working very close together with the Association of Regional Airports, the IARF, and we are ready for an innovation setup. We will develop an innovation network program within the next half a year. Together with Donier Consulting, we will work out a framework of such a program, and emitters will have the chance to invest into this program to expedite and to grow up the volume of SAF, for example, and to expedite the technological developments. Therefore, it is necessary, we can say this, it is necessary to think about the rebranding of regional or business aviation. We have all the regional airports in the mid, and around them all the other stakeholders, the regions. We will have around intermodal perspectives, PTL, SAF technologies, the network, the operator, to fly maybe the routes from Biberach to Kolmar or Freiburg-Mannheim, to perform the öffentliche Personenschnellverkehr, the transport mobility system. This might be the path towards the climate neutral transport. We are holding a conference on the airport of Schwäbisch Hall on the 28th of 29th of June with the title Innovations and Future Strategies of Decentralized Aviation. On the second day, we are holding on a workshop, Future Lab, with the company of Future Matters out of Switzerland. And we want to make an outview 10 years ahead, what will be the aviation market. I have also a short video about it. I'm sorry, it's only in German, but I hope you can understand this. Yep.
Morel, du bist ja ein Pionier der elektrischen Fliegerei. Aber was hat das, was du im Moment fliegst, ein Zweisitzer, mit der Business-Entwicklung zu tun?
Ja, die Elektrifizierung der Luftfahrt steht heute da, wo wir vor 10 Jahren mit den Autos waren. Und aus den Fehlern zu lernen, die in der Automobilindustrie gemacht wurden, Trends, die man nicht wahrgenommen hat, Chancen, die man nicht genutzt hat, das wird eine der Aufgaben in unserem Future Lab sein, um die Business Aviation fit für die Zukunft zu machen, die Chancen zu ergreifen und eben damit dann auch Geld zu verdienen.
Wir wollen die Megatrends auseinandernehmen, die die Zukunft der Luftfahrt prägen. Vor allem Autonomie, elektrisches Fliegen und neue Kategorien von Fluggeräten, die tatsächlich ganz neue Möglichkeiten bieten, wie wir zukünftig Güter und Menschen bewegen können durch die Luft. Und ich glaube, wir sind in einer Zeit, in der es sich mehr verändert in den nächsten 15 Jahren, als in den letzten 50 Jahren verändert hat. Und je früher man über diese Möglichkeiten konstruktiv und aus einer Geschäftsbrille, also tatsächlich um damit Geld zu verdienen, nachdenkt, desto besser ist das, diese Zukunft auch mitgestalten zu können. Ja, es passiert tatsächlich nicht an einem Tag, sondern es sind verschiedene Phasen, die wir sehen werden. Also Elektrifizierung wird in einigen Kategorien natürlich früher kommen als in anderen. Wichtig ist, das einzuordnen, dass man sagt, okay, wir wissen, was in 2, in 4, in 6 oder in 8 Jahren passiert, um dann tatsächlich darauf hinarbeiten zu können. Und wie du eben schon sagtest, es gibt eben diese gegenseitige Befruchtung. Also von den Megatrends, die es ermöglichen, tatsächlich die Luftfahrt wahrscheinlich um einige Potenzen größer werden zu lassen, als wir das heute in der Gegenwart tatsächlich sehen.
Jeder, der heute in der Business Aviation dabei ist, ein Geschäft in dem Bereich hat, kann jetzt entscheiden, ob er diese Disruption, die da kommen wird, von außen auf sich wirken lassen wird oder sie von innen mitgestaltet. Ich kann jeden einladen, an diesem Zukunftsworkshop dabei zu sein. Wir wissen ganz ehrlich das Ergebnis dieses Tages auch noch nicht. Wir stellen sicher, dass wir die Kreativität, die Inspiration und auch ein paar gut recherchierte Thesen mitbringen, um 30 Experten der Luftfahrt gemeinsam in die Zukunft blicken zu lassen.
Yes, if you want to have more information, just send me an email or go to our website. We will give you more information about this future workshop. Everybody has the possibility to take part of it. Maybe one day we are the Green Business Aviation Association. We don't know. Let's see. We all need to work together to achieve this goal. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a very good, successful AERO 2022.